What is up, YouTube? This is your boy Armaret, and I'm bringing you my first installment of the Villians series. This episode will cover Sinestro. His real name is Sinestro. He was born on the planet Krogar in the space sector 1417. His dedication to order originally made him the greatest Green Lantern, but his need for order through control turned him to the Yellow Ring. So if you remember in the Green Lantern series, every Green Lantern is assigned a sector to patrol. So it's not done by galaxies or universes, it's done by sectors. So Sinestro is from sector 1417, which is Krogar. His powers and abilities, just like every other green or yellow or red lantern for that matter, he was a yellow power ring that's recharged via battery. His powers include flight, the ability to survive in any environment, and the ability to create constructs with any shape and size. So once again, because he is the yellow lantern, which is fear, as long as he senses fear, he grows stronger, and then he can turn the fear of his opponents into powerful constructs to use against him. His known affiliations over the years: he's of course with the Green Lantern Corps. He's the founder of the Sinestro Corps, which is the Yellow Lanterns. He's actually a member of the Injustice League, as well as the Secret Society of Supervillains. So a little bit more affiliations than what a lot of people truly tend to think about him. Known enemy. So this one should really come as absolutely no surprise to anybody. It is, of course, Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. But most importantly of all is actually the Guardians themselves. So his enemies have bounced back and forth, and I'll say that because if you remember, he was a member of the Green Lantern Corps for a long time. So his initial enemies weren't the Green Lanterns, it was actually all the people who did crimes in his sector and across the universe. Though he always had a sense of distrust against the Guardians. Then once Hal Jordan came in, and he trained Hal Jordan, and he tried to get Hal Jordan to effect, and that was not successful, he then turned against him as well, and they've had a almost love-hate relationship ever since. So the question then becomes, where does he fall on this evil scale that we talked about? How bad of a guy is he? And you think, okay, well, he's killed the Guardians, he's released Parallax, and if you remember, Parallax was the one who actually ended up inhabiting Hal Jordan. He has Hal Jordan as Parallax, took out about half the Green Lantern Corps. That's an incredibly horrible thing. He started the War of the Lanterns, which killed, thousands of Green Lanterns. But then you go, okay, well, that's a lot of horrible things. And then he also uses fear against people. But then what are some of the redeeming qualities? Well, he does return to the Green Lanterns and fight alongside the Green Lanterns on multiple occasions. He does join the Indigo tribe at one point to learn about compassion, and that, control isn't really the only way to ensure order and justice. It can be done through other means. And originally, you had to remember, he was the greenest Green Lantern. So while he does do these horrible things, kill the Guardians, which I think is kind of justified considering how they've manipulated things over the years, he did release Parallax, which was absolutely awful. And he does start the War of the Lanterns and destroy many Lanterns in the process. All of it is done under this notion that he can restore order, and he could save the most amount of lives through control. So it's not so much a villain out of the sake of love of destruction and violence. It's more of a villain out of the sense of wanting order and wanting to protect people, and that's where his kind of twisted mentality comes into play, which is why I only give him a 2.5 out of 5 on the evil scale. What he's done is evil, which is what warrants the 2.5, but his huge saving grace is the fact that it's not done for malice or for pleasure. It's actually done for what people would be considered a greater good. So that's it. My first video in the series. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave some feedback in the comments below. Hit up that like and subscribe button. And as always, have a good day.